everybody. Want to take a tour of the house? Okay. Here's some bamboo with some trees on it. All the way. Then here's a gate that we have. Okay. Now we go into, you can see here's a mountain. Here's a hat of mountains. Here's a broom with flowers on it. And here's a shoe cabinet. And here's some pictures. And now we go into the kitchen. Here's our refrigerator, the stove, and table. Here's a cabinet. Okay. This is a water filter. And this is a water heater. And this knob right here, if it's like this, the heater's off. Like this, the heater's on. And now we go into the living room. And now we go into the living room. Here's a rug we saw. Here's our TV set. And here's another picture we got, but it's not Fuji. And then here's something me and my dad bought for Mom on Mother's Day. It's a rose. It has a little bloom there. And it has thorns right there. And here's our couch. And there's a cabinet behind it. Chairs. 2 cabinets. And a cabinet. Okay, now we go into the back bed, which is storage. Oh yeah, and here's some a fan. Now we go in the back bedroom, which is storage. I got this for Mom for Mother's Day. She sits on this. There's some curtains, some dresser, closet, and then there's some closets up there. And then a rack to hang our clothes on. And now we go into the bathroom. Here's the bathroom. These you can take on and off. That's how deep our tub is. And here's our shower. You can turn this knob that way, and then the shower will come on. Then this way for warm, and that way for cold. And here's a rack for towels and stuff. And here's a washing machine. and then the dryer. Here's our sink, and then a shelf. And this little thing right here, you can turn that, and push this red button, and the water heater comes on. Turn it off, it'll be cold. Okay, now we go to the toilet. See, if you want to flush it, you push it that way. If you want to wash your hands, you push it that way. And it comes out. And now we go upstairs to Mom and Dad's room. This is Mom and Dad's. This is the dresser. Has little bears on it. Here's a cabinet with a record player and a tape player. Here's a cabinet. And here's a couch that was left here by somebody. And here's their hug chest. And another cabinet. And here's our shades. See, they're made out of paper. So you gotta be real careful unless you're gonna break it. And here's the other dresser. Has little swans with one dress. Okay. Now, here is my room. Here's something, a cabinet to keep my my covers on. And then games, my beanbag. And here's the bed we have. The top, I sleep on the top. And the bottom is a futon. And here's a dresser, and then a closet. Now we go outside on my window. That little pink building over there is a school. And that brownish building is a hotel. And that white building is the gas company. And here's our neighbor's house. There's a car wash.
The person you're seeing is a Japanese policeman. They've had a wreck or something across the road. We're not sure what happened. Now it's two Japanese policemen.
And there's our neighbor's house.
Wait a second. This is the kind of cars Japanese police drive. Okay.
There's our neighbor's house.
She actually has a yard.
Okay. There's a little street. And there's some more neighbors' house. And down there at that parking lot is where we park our car. And now we go downstairs to the yard. Okay, here's some bushes and some very big rocks. And some gas pumps. Then a water hose and a plant. And here's an air conditioner. Here's some bamboo. And here's an orange tree. There's a little orange tree. Okay, here's some flowers. This one's healthy, but these are just kind of wore out. And here is some of our flowers. This one is mine. It's a sunflower. And these are mine. They are marigolds. And these are marigolds. And these right here are petunias. And this big one right here is a tomato plant. See, there's some tomatoes. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And here's our clothesline. And here's some plants. Here's some baby trees. And here's another orange tree, but there's no oranges left. Here's some bushes and some big trees. This is our other clothesline. And there's our neighbor's house. This is our backyard. Here's some skis, but we don't know, but they're not ours, and we don't know whose they are. And here's the water heater. And here's Dad's bike. And here's my bike. And here's some flower light things that they look like fans on the stick. And there's some flowers my mom planted. Now let's go downstairs. That's a two-way street, but you can see it's little, so when there's another car coming up, it's pretty hard. We've done it before. And trust me, it is hard. And there's up the stairs, where those yellow poles are, is the street. You can see there's a lot of light. Hi everybody, we're going to take you on a tour to the base.
Going on the big road.
And motorcycle boots and a black leather jacket with an eagle on the back. He had a bicycle that took off like a gun. That fool was a terror of Highway 101. And he never combed his hair. He had absolutely bad on the muscle of his arm was a red tattoo. A picture of a heart saying, "Mother, I love you." He had a pretty girl that I was named Mary Lou, but he treated her just like he treated all the rest. And everybody pitied her, cause everybody knew he loved that doggone motorcycle band. And motorcycle boots and a black leather jacket with an eagle on the back. He had a hot bicycle that took off like a gun. That fool was a terror of Highway 101.
Black denim trousers and motorcycle boots by the Cheers. That was an early hit, one of the first hits ever written by the famous songwriters Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. The Cheers, they included After the Angels version on in our next background, Black denim and cover. My bicycle utility by Bill Samuel from 1940. full wreck by the Jacuzzi brothers South Station.
Was a piece of the Suzuki, so it's probably just as well. Now you can have your Yamahas and some. 眠る大地孤独抱えて気がいずるアジアの島まで日が落ちる彼方の街から魂を乗り乗せて今ワイルドブルー横浜では2人分の料金で3人入れる30年キャンペーン特別チケット発売中ファンキャン7月16日まで行くぞ島で毎日わしが登場して諸君にクイズを授けようと今週はそんなさん問題です
デビューを飾った日本人アーティストは次の3人のうち誰でしょう。今から一声お聞かせしますのでよーく聞いててくださいね。1番 Mr. James Brown 2番加藤茶1番がジェームス・ブラウン2番加藤茶3番ゴジラさあシャーいえ超簡単ですよね。答えが分かった方は今すぐお電話くださいね。正解者の中から抽選で中華街で使えるお食事券それから J リーグマリノス戦のチケットをペアでそして3万円相当の旅行クーポンをプレゼントしますだけですから早めにワイヤレスなど番組内で発表しますお電話お待ちしています
Japanese sailors.
ブルーミン高岸
Now we're on the base. Building over here on the left, the blue building, is light. Dave's office right there, with the windows, with the curtains closed, right by that pipe on the left. Okay, look, right in front of us is a driving range where the big green net is. where Dave likes to spend his time. And Chucky.
天野さんどうもありがとうございました。皆さんに安全運転で
Trying to run over pedestrians now.
仕事ができればすぐにお皿をおしゃれであると見守り
Take you out and show you the water down here.
あなたのはい何その子供っぽい模様は
Everybody don't need to see a dead fish.
I don't know what that is across the water. Wave and say hi.
Hello, everybody.
This is our car.
W-E-X.
Christopher's school. And playground. This is what the housing looks like on there.
Measure me plane.
We lost our ball game, but now we're going to take a tour to the base the other way. And all the streets you see are two-way. Put your seatbelt.
This across that you're looking at now is our neighborhood. Let me see. That right there is our house. See, we live on the side of a mountain. I'm standing close to that pink school that you saw earlier in the tape.
That's the powerhouse.
Hound dog.
This here is also a two-way street. There, in front of that house, is Christopher's school bus stop. That's where he gets off, or gets on. Here we go. Pink school right there is where we were just standing, taking a picture of our neighborhood. We live up that street right back there.
Discovered by my man, Keith Sweat. They call him. Hi, welcome back to the Green Show. I'm Jim Pebble, and this is our championship round, where contestants Mike and Susan will try to outdo each other with ways to help the environment. Mike and Susan, you have 30 seconds to come up with as many suggestions as possible. Ready? Go! Bring a coffee cup to work instead of using styrofoam cups.
Use a sponge instead of paper towel.
Yeah, you use rechargeable batteries.
Use plastic containers instead of plastic wrap.
Yeah, I know. Turn the lights off, don't waste electricity.
Got it. Recycle cans and glass whenever possible.
Yeah, try carpooling. Oh, that's all the time we have. But you're both winners. And those of you listening to The Green Show can be winners too. Just see how many ways you can think of to save resources and protect the environment, and we'll all come out winners. Coast to coast and around the world, America's countdown for the 90s is back. I'm Walt Baby Love, and live with me on the Countdown Hotline is the duo Babu. Hello, lady.
What's up, Walt? What's up, Walt, baby?
I'm doing good, and you?
Okay.
Okay, what I'd like to first know is, for our fans out there, in case they don't know, what's y'all's hometown?
Detroit is
I noticed you said Detroit, not Detroit.
It's Detroit. I'm Detroit.
I know everybody from that area calls it Detroit City. So what I'd like to know is, now, what do y'all do? Are you high school students, college students, or what?
High school.
Okay. Okay. How did you get the opportunity to meet one another to become this duo?
Well, this is hair speaking. When I was a hairstylist, and I heard Chris singing to learn, and I followed the voice, and we hooked up, changed numbers. In the morning, and the next me, as the sunlight melts your skin, and you look so sexy. I can't explain what you do to me, but you'll never let it end. Baby, it's so hold it right now. Know what to do, take it in. I got you like a million, what you want, what you want. I wanna know what you do, 'cause I can see, I know what's it. I got the feeling, so let me know, tell you what I know, let me know, let's get it out. When the sun goes down, the moon is out, and the air is so free, I can't believe what you do to me. But you see, so baby, you know, whatever you're gone, you know what you did. Lay back, relax, I got you like a million, what you want, what you want, I ain't worried no more. Cause I'm baby, I know what's it. I got the love, ready to show, I'll tell you what I know, let's get it out. I'm in the situation, baby, let's let it go,
Chucky's on. You awake?
What?
You awake?
What's up? We gotta think about this. Right. You know, we heard it and it's like, hey, you know, we got together. So we got together and collaborated on it. You know, we did it.
Okay. Are y'all going to be out touring
Will you throw the
anytime this
trash out
summer by
for me?
chance?
Yes, we will be. We've already started promotional tours.
Okay.
There's more to come as the year proceeds. Hey, it's on. We're gonna be out there this summer.
Okay.
Dave goes
Folks
to
are going to get a
school.
chance to see you in concert.
That's right, most definitely.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us and allowing me to be able to call you, okay?
Yep. No problem. No problem. Thanks for having me.
Dump
Okay,
our
Denise,
trash
Chris, when you
down
come
here.
west, come and see us live, all right?
Oh, we will. We will.
Okay, God bless you.
Okay, you too. See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Usher, Blackstreet, Brian McKnight,
Who's been under a lot of police pressure in the
Over
last few
here
months,
is the ship.
might retaliate and launch revenge attacks against authorities of the police.
With Father Chris Torche in Bogota, Colombia. Rescued Air Force fighter pilot Scott O'Grady is headed for a big welcome home this afternoon at Andrews Air Force Base outside Washington, and lunch at the White House tomorrow with the Commander-in-Chief.
Only one I know
Takes
is
place
the
in Italy.
Independent.
O'Grady said he survived his terrifying 6-day ordeal after being shot down in Bosnia by eating ants and grass, and at one point by wringing some moisture out of his wet socks to drink. Says he never slept more than a half hour at a time. It's been a night to remember for 1,500 people on board a grounded cruise ship off the coast of Massachusetts. The 90-day Royal Majesty ran a ground blast believed to have been fertilizer used in the bomb. ICI spokesman Nathan O'Neill.
Our view is that the Oklahoma City disaster is not about product liability. It's about a premeditated criminal misuse of materials in a cowardly terrorist act.
The lawsuit against ICI claims that the company didn't add tracer chemicals to the fertilizer because doing so would have cut into its profits. The Reverend Billy Graham is due to return to a hospital in Toronto tomorrow for more tests following a brief stay there this past week for treatment of a bleeding colon. The 76-year-old evangelist appeared fit last night as he preached to an appreciative crowd of 73,000 people at the Toronto Sky Dome. An even bigger crowd dodged some raindrops at New York City's Central Park last night for what is said to have been the world's biggest movie premiere. The new Disney feature cartoon Pocahontas.
You watch it here, so I know what that's like.
It's the most friendly, pleasant environment I've ever seen with 100,000 people ever anywhere.
Disney set up 305 portable restrooms. That's said to be a Central Park record. Mexico's Governor Gary Johnson kicked off the national hang gliding competition yesterday by soaring from the peak outside Albuquerque. Now he says if anybody ever tells him to go take a flying leap, say, in there, he's done that. I'm Larry Brown, AT Network News.
We're on our way to the #1 song in the country. I'm Walt Baby Love, and why don't we pull a letter out of the famous Countdown mailbag? Now, here's one all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and here's what it says. It says, Walt Baby, I am an avid fan from the small town of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, I travel 80% of the year, and I hear you and seek your show from town to town and city to city. I've one question, though. How did you get the name Walt Baby Love? Signed, Phyllis Smith, a.k.a. Sunshine from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, let me tell you, Phyllis, it kind of goes like this. My name is Walter.
Japanese sailors. Bus station, that's the train station.
Hi everybody, we're taking a tour to, we're gonna go get my dad on these I'm going to be filming this time and my mom's going to be driving. We're going to try to explain better what we've already seen, and we're going to see the same things, okay?
Gotta hold it still.
Let's go. It's raining. There's an auto lot right there. Here we go.
Look out the window right there. If you can see these machines over here on the left, you find these all over the place. You can buy anything in them, from coffee to soda to cigarettes, batteries, beer.
Right there.
I don't love you anymore. It throws down the ring and she walks out the door.
When it's sunny on this road, a lot of old people like to walk down it in the road and stuff. And some of these buildings, the Japanese have their business on the ground, and they live on top of their store. Like right there, there's some that have their business on the ground and live up top.
As you can see, the motorcycles around here can go anywhere they want.
Yeah.
You have to watch out for them.
They're annoying.
The street is a parking lot for everybody. See over here to the right, this is a little supermarket. Set all their fresh vegetables out. Now we get to go around this van into the other lane. oncoming traffic. It's an obstacle course around here to drive.
There's a flower shop right there.
The little green building.
Yeah. Have you showed him, have you talked about them buses? Can I tell him about it? That bus coming up, a lot of Japanese like to ride it because it's a busy road. And they don't like to wait in traffic, so they don't use that bus. I think that's someone's house right there. I'm not very sure.
Squeeze through this hole right there. And turn.
This is a very steep hill. When me and my dad are riding the base, we have to get off our bike and walk up it. I mean, when we're coming back from base. On a bike. See that big tower right there? That's a hotel or a motel apartment where people live. And all that stuff right there is too. And this Monica right there is a big pachinko place.
See all the people waiting to go in there.
Yeah.
There's the train.
There's a train. Alright, and that big place right there is called Dai. It says Shoppers Plaza, but it's Daiei.
It's a mall, Japanese mall.
And this thing right here over the traffic is a crosswalk. They're still working on it, but there's a motorcycle lot, or a scooter. That's an old one. I bet this big one right here will be busy when it's done. Never know. This is the Navy Lodge where you have to first stay for about first 4 weeks. And then there's the Welcome Center. Can't see it very well. Trees. That's one of the restaurants on base. We like to eat there a lot. Seaside Restaurant. This is where we bought our car. We might live there, but we don't know. Here's the water. There's the White House. This is the post office. This is where we get all our mail. Military post office. This goes to Japan.
Our groceries. Down there's where we do our shopping.
The Navy Exchange where we do some shopping. Here's a better look at the commissary.
So we buy all our groceries.
That's where we buy all our groceries.
The Mexican restaurant right there, Cactus Cantina.
Can't see it very well. There's McDonald's where we eat some of the time. There's where Dad works. That means you're an American. And if it's not a Y on the Y, I have to finish explaining. The Y, if it's not a Y, then you're not an American. And if it's another Y, you're a Japanese or something.
That's the way they know that you're a foreigner over here, by looking at your license plate.
Good morning. Hi everybody, this is the end of our tape. I hope you liked it. But on July 1st, we're going to be taking a tour of Mount Fuji. And we'll start a new tape. Bye. See you later, alligator.